This is definitely a problem in a lot of relationships, and it's been happening to us lately, and it's driving us both crazy.
Now what?
No, but
Again, what is it that we're doing
I keep blindsiding you, right? No,
all the
a
time?
lot of these topics that I bring up, I know other couples have gone through them, and I find lately, I don't know if it's because we have young kids, but maybe these things are not absorbing in our brain, but I find you're catching me and I'm catching you not listening lately. We're like not listening to each other. It's the most aggravating
Is it
thing in the
not
world.
listening to each other or sleep deprivation?
A combination of things. It's because it's as if, what could it be, babe? Is it because we have so much going on in our head? Are we distracted? Like you said, tired?
Probably.
What is it?
I'm not sure. Like, look, you sometimes you go on and talk about all kinds of stuff, especially when it's work related, and sometimes I feel like I've heard it 100 times,
So
if
you're
not more.
so I'm
Sometimes I'll just like tune out.
so I'm literally talking to you and you're not listening to what I'm saying.
I'm listening, or maybe I'm.
No, you're hearing
I'm
me.
hearing, or I'm selective listening
Because
to what you're saying. So I give that as an example.
we are both guilty of it.
Yeah,
Like,
we are.
I'm
Like,
not blaming you completely.
I
here.
think we both caught each other like not listening, or like if I ask you to repeat what I just said, like you won't be able to, and probably vice versa if you've asked me to repeat. But I guess it depends even the time of the day.
Yeah, it's one of the most frustrating things. Like you're a big planner and you tell me things ahead of time and you're like, okay, babe, Thursday or this day I have a dentist appointment. And that day we have an appointment. And then the day will come.
And you forget.
And I completely forget.
Yeah.
And then you get mad at me because you say, I told you, babe.
Well, I guess it's
told
not.
you."
It's not fair on my part to be mad at you.
You see this in so many relationships. The person you don't listen to the most is your partner.
Always.
I guarantee you they've caught you and you've caught them, or maybe you've caught them more.
But isn't that like human nature? You can't 100% absorb every single word that is being said.
I know.
The important stuff, yes, I will always listen and make time to hear you out. And that's why sometimes I tell you, like, you're trying to say something to me at dinner while both girls are screaming their heads off, or trying to have a conversation between the two of them sitting on opposite sides of the table. And you're trying to tell me something that happened during the day. And I'm like, how do you want me to listen to what you're saying?
Yeah, okay, so I understand if there's kids around and things are loud, but why can't you just say, babe, I didn't hear you? It's like we just nod our heads. I'm guilty of it too. I just kind of like nod my head.
Maybe in other cases, but I'm talking about like when we're at the dinner table and you want to go ahead and tell me a story or something that happened at work, or even me, like if I want to tell you something, the kids are screaming or whatnot, I've told you, I said, wait until they go to bed and then we could talk.
I know.
So then maybe you'll have my undivided attention and I'll be able to fully listen and probably absorb more of what you're saying and not just like, nodding and pretending that I'm hearing everything you're saying.
Yeah, like when we're on our phones, we catch each other. I can tell when I'm telling you something and you're on your phone and you're not listening, but vice versa, because you've caught me before when you say, okay, babe, we need this at the grocery store tomorrow. We need this, we need that.
No, but I find like it happens every day. Like I just this morning, what the heck did I tell you to do? Oh man, I don't remember, but I told you to bring something in or bring something upstairs and you totally forgot or claimed that you didn't hear me.
Oh yeah,
and then
you said you told me.
And then you always use our kids as the excuse saying, well, Maya was really loud. She was talking, she was screaming. And but I'm like, you were right next to me. And I was literally just telling you, can you bring the clothes upstairs from the laundry room to our bedroom? And you told me, yeah, no problem.
See, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and then I get home and I see that they're still in the laundry room.
Because I genuinely didn't hear you, and I don't know why I said yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I thought you said something else, or just said yeah because I wanted it to be over with.
Oh, well, probably that. Or you just didn't want to do what I asked you to do.
You called me the other day because I completely forgot you had to go to the dentist.
Oh, yeah.
I completely forgot for like 3 days. And you definitely told me at least 3 times, 3 days in a row.
Ma, at least you admit it.
No, I'll take the fall. It's just when something's out of pattern or out of routine.
Of course, we tend to forget, but I think that's human nature in general.
Like it didn't click. It was really strange. And then when you called me about dinner, I was like, oh shit.
And they're
That's
like,
on me.
Okay, make a quick plate of pasta. That's it. Just feed them something they like. Don't worry.
Shit, this one's on me. Like
Yeah, or call my parents. They'll bring over food any minute.
I know. I'm lucky. It's just I'm so guilty of it too. Or sometimes, babe, sometimes I love you, but oh my god, sometimes like you're rambling about things for
Oh,
like
you hate when I do
10.
that.
No, but you're right. I love you. And I know there's other couples who go through this. God bless all of you. But we all go through this. But you just called me out on it before. It's usually about work. If I'm talking about work for like 10, 15 minutes straight, same thing goes for you. You're like, I saw Rosa today, and I saw this person and that person. I saw
yeah.
Anna. Remember Anna? No, babe. You don't remember? You met her 4 years ago when you came to the Okay, so she has 3 kids. Yeah. And then I lose you. And then you just...
I know. You just don't like... You like when things are precise, concise, and to the point. Like, you don't like the long stories to get to the point of the story, right? I know you don't like that, but sometimes I like to give you the background.
I know.
I like to give you all the details because to me it's interesting. But I know to you, even if you're nodding at me, sometimes I can tell when you're not listening. And other times I'm like, okay, he actually is. Like, he actually seems engaged and paying attention to what I'm saying because he's interested.
I feel bad, babe, because as a partner, the least we can do is be there to listen.
You're right.
Like, even if we're not 100% into it.
But what did you say before? It's often the partners who get...
I know.
the shitty end of the stick and don't end up listening. You know, you can say the same sometimes about, friends that live together. Or like when I used to live with my parents, sometimes I would like talk to my mom and I'm like, Ma, are you listening? Like, are you hearing what I'm saying? But, like, can you repeat? And then 99% of the time she actually can repeat what I said. So I'm like,
impressive.
oh, okay. Yeah, my mom's very good at that.
But it's just...
but as partners, it's harder, I guess.
Yeah, it's just, babe, the thing is, it's like, I see how excited you get. So you're so excited to tell me something, which I love about you because you're the type of person that is always so quick to kind of narrate your day. And it's funny, our 3-year-old is doing the same thing. She's exactly like you. And I joke with your parents because you're like that. You like to go over every detail. Mm-hmm. Like, I caught traffic, and then I went to the depanneur, and then I couldn't find the 3.25% milk, so I got the 2%. And guess what? It was on special. And then I stopped at the grocery store because I saw that cheese was 2 for 1.
And then
like,
you checked out at depanneur.
Yes, exactly. All I heard was depanneur, and
I bought milk.
And you bought, like, I catch like the little things, but I see in your face and I see in your body language that you are so engaged and you're so excited. So it would be really shitty on me to be like, babe, I don't want to hear this right now.
Don't start blaming yourself. And sometimes, like we've said in the past, okay, like I know I do tend to go over every single detail of my day.
God.
I've always been like that.
Is it a woman-man thing too?
No, I don't know. But ask my parents. I've always been like that. I narrate my day from A to Z. And yeah, like you said, our 3-year-old does do that. And I'm just like looking at myself like it's a mirror image of how I was at 3 years old. And I'm like, oh boy. Okay, but there's a lot of good in that.
Yeah, I know because it's very honest and very truthful.
It's honest. You know where I am. You know that I'm not out cheating on you or whatnot. Because if I were to lie, you'd see right through me. Because I wouldn't be as excited as you were just describing. But yeah, I guess you've told me a lot of times. We need to choose the right moment in the day to talk about something. Because I remember when I was home, still on mat leave, and you would come home and I had like maybe 100 things to tell you that happened between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. before you got home. Because sometimes, I don't know, my life was just like that. The amount of text messages or phone calls or just things that would happen. And I couldn't wait to just ramble it off to you. But you'd come home in the shittiest mood. Yeah. Not in the shittiest mood. You'd come home
just tired or hungry.
Tired.
Yeah.
You know, you've been up since 4 o'clock. Like sometimes I know I'm guilty. I'm not mindful of that. And maybe my excitement would come out and I would just want to tell you everything. And you're like, no, like I need to eat. Okay. I need a coffee. I need to re-energize before you can ramble everything you have to tell me.
I think you actually, I'm happy you brought that up, babe, because that is a great piece of advice.
I'm very mindful of that. Yeah. Even though I don't do it all the time. I'm guilty.
You've gotten better at it because it was one thing in our relationship. I used to call you out on it and I said, I remember we used to get into fights because I used to tell you, I said, babe, what did I tell you about timing? Like this is, and no, you know what you would do? You would bombard me with 5-6 things and be like, what? I have no idea what you're saying. I can't process anything. But it's human nature to be excited to want to tell somebody something. Yeah. Right? So I can't really harp on you for that. But you've actually changed.
I have. And maybe I'm a bit more mindful of it and trying to pass on that a little piece of advice to everybody. Like you may want to choose the right time of the day to share a lot of information with your partner. You know?
And I can tell sometimes at the end of the day, now that you're working, Tina's back at her job and she works at a hospital. She was off for 3.5 years, so it's taken a lot. It's taken a big toll on you. And I can tell at the end of the day, once we get the kids down and you sit on the couch and stuff, and if I'm in a chatty mood, I can tell that you're not, and then I'm telling you something and you're just nodding your head, and I can see like you're yawning and you're looking at me as if you're listening, but I know you're not. But I understand, and sometimes I think it just feels better when you get things off your chest and you tell your partner,
Of course.
even if they aren't absorbing everything.
And you may have to repeat it the next day.
Yes.
But look, I'm glad you're mindful of that too, because I have been extremely tired now coming back home from work.
I know.
And, the energy at home when I get home, the kids are hungry and they're tired and whatnot. So, there's a lot on our plate too when we get home, even for yourself, when you pick up the girls. And then at night, you just want to veg. I don't want to talk to anybody. Yeah. I don't want to hear anything. I just don't even want to hear the TV sometimes. But obviously, if there's something important that needs to be discussed, I'm all ears.
Yeah, but sometimes I think it's better if we just sat there and texted each other.
No,
it's
that's pathetic.
No, because you're texting with your friends, but you don't want to talk to me. So I'm like, if I texted you, maybe you would absorb the information better.
This is the first time you tell me that, but yeah, I actually do absorb better written, like reading, than I do hearing.
Okay, so we'll try something. People. We'll sit beside each other on the couch and start texting each other, so we don't have to speak and use energy. We can just text each other. That way we have a paper trail of the conversation, which could in turn help me with knowing what to do and where to go for the upcoming weeks. You know what? We just came up with a genius solution.
Yes, we did, just on the fly. We really did. It's kind of pathetic.
No, it's stupid.
It's for us to text each other. Maybe we can text each other the details of some of the events or I don't know, whatever it is that we were talking about. Just give the highlights in point form on a text so that if you even need a referral, you can go back to it. The conversation we had, Tuesday night at 8:00, it's all written out. So then you can't forget if I have like a dentist appointment or a doctor's appointment or whatnot.
Look, whatever situation you're in, I think we all need to make a little more effort to listen to our partners. Try to absorb the information, whichever way you can. Or you just try.
And
try
a couple of things would help, like having a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
And choosing the right time in the day.
And eating.
Not coming home hungry and just thinking about food and not having to think about, the 10 things your partner's throwing at you.
I will be better, though. I'm promising you now. I'm promising you on the record. I'm going to be a better listener from now on, okay?
Me too.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, of course. I mean, I am a social worker by profession.
Yeah, you listen
That's
for
it. I have so much
job.
to listen to all day long. All these medical terms and people's feelings. And I don't know, sometimes, like I said, I come home, I just don't want to hear anything.
No, I get it. And we also have to work on, and I think this happens in a lot of relationships, not just marriages, but in work relationships or personal relationships. We have to actually listen to the words and not just think of what you're going to say.
Yes,
because
communication.
It actually respond in the moment and try to listen to what people are saying, as opposed to having your answers kind of not rehearsed, but you already know what you're going to say.
Which means that you're not listening to what your partner has to say.
Exactly.
Wow, you're speaking like a true psychologist here.
Am I?
Yeah, well, you actually just gave very good advice. You did. That I would think a psychologist, any therapist, social worker would be giving couples.
Oh, excuse me.
Here, don't just be quick to respond.
Yeah, it's a big issue. Anyway,
well, that applies, I think, more for like arguments.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but anyway.
But in everyday life too, in so many conversations at work or wherever you're in, talking to family at a I don't know, at a dinner or whatever. If you're out, I think we all need to just be present in the moment. So many distractions these days.
Try to eliminate all the distraction if you can.
Yeah, exactly.
And listen to what's going on. Like you said, at a dinner table, there's so many interesting conversations that could be going on at the same time.
Crazy.
I'm guilty of that. I wish you could just tell everybody, okay, everyone be quiet, one person talk at a time and listen. But no, it doesn't work in an Italian family.
I'm guilty. Yeah, I know. But I'm guilty sometimes of whether it's you trying to talk to me and I'm listening to something like the TV is on, or I'm trying to watch something on my phone.
You're watching something on your phone. Then you are not listening to me, because if we're watching TV, I know you'll hear what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
But on the phone, no, you don't hear. I'm like, babe, hello, anyone there, babe?
The phone. Oh my God, that's when you're bombarding me on the phone. That's another place where I don't listen well. When you call me,
no, you don't.
And I'm like. You can't see. Well, you can't see me. Well, no, but you can't see me, so I just like. I'm just like reading something on my computer, and I think I'm confessing something to you right now.
Yeah, you
I'm like
are.
reading something on my computer or scrolling on my phone.
But I
and you're
can tell
telling-
when you're doing that. It's obvious. So you're not really listening or responding to what I'm saying. I could have just told you the most interesting story. But I know when you're listening. I know when you're not. And
You
like
do,
I said,
right?
I will repeat it over and over. It's human nature.
Okay.
You know, we're going to have our moments where we're not going to be listening more than others.
I know. Anyway,
Let's make an effort.
we appreciate you listening to this
Yes, we
podcast. We
do.
hope you listened to the entire episode, and please feel free to listen to past episodes. And we appreciate you being part of it. We appreciate the feedback. I've met a couple people recently out and about, and they said they enjoy the show. So thank you.
Actually, so have I. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. We love you for it. And make sure you follow us on Instagram for all the latest updates at Marriage Fastlane. And you can find this everywhere you listen to your podcast, including YouTube. So we will see you next time.
Yes.
Bye-bye.